Good morning, everybody. It's Matt here on Pumpkin Ridge. It is Saturday, May 23rd. I think last week I said it was April, and yeah, no, it's May. May 23rd, and it is gorgeous. It is beautiful. Yesterday was really nice and sunny, but it was really cold in the morning. And today is just much more pleasant. Oh, you can hear all those birds are screaming. Dogs are barking. I'm out here because behind me, look at this. Look at this above my head. The apple tree next to the chicken coop is in full bloom. And let me just tell you, oh, it smells so nice. It smells kind of like roses. And I guess apples are in the rose family, which makes sense when you look at an, especially a small young apple. It looks very much like a rose hip, the same shape and the same thing. So they're related, and the flowers do have a rose-like smell. So this is the first one that really is in full bloom. This is an old rickety tree with a lot of damage to it, but it looks so pretty. Look at that. And yesterday it was covered in bees. It's a little early, maybe it's a little chilly still for the bees, but I see some bumblebees up there in the sun. Yesterday was a lot of bumblebees and honeybees. Oh, hello. Look who I have. There you have it, guys. Life on a farm. This little dude. Hello. You wanted to get in the movie, in the film here? Huh? You goofball. All right, that's loud in my ear, sir. I still have to finish the coop for these guys, but they've been fine mixed in with everybody. They are harassing some of my hens a little bit, but not too bad. Mister, I gotta put you down. I got some things to do. Yeah, so we got a cool video today. It is a really nice day, and our intention is to get some more gardening stuff done. And we did go yesterday. Finally, we went back to Tractor Supply, got more hog panels. So we're gonna be working on the pig pen today. I planted some trees. I'll show you those that I planted. Oh, he's gone. We got some gardening stuff, and we've been doing a major cleanup. So if you're a follower of our channel, you know, farms aren't always Instagram beautiful, and it's been kind of messy around here. But we've been doing a major cleanup, especially by the driveway. We're trying to get it to look just much nicer from the road as people are driving by. And summer's coming, and we're gonna have guests, and I want to be able to entertain outside since my house is a dump. And so we've been working on getting things cleaned up there. So yeah, so some outdoor projects today, gardening, pig pen, and we'll check in on our goslings and our guineas and all of that. And for now, all the birdies are still in their pen. I've been letting them out every day, and I'm gonna let them out really soon to forage. I mean, as you can see, many of them. These are some of the chicks from this year. And they are getting big. Not her. She's an old lady. Well, she's not an old lady, but she's an adult. And these three are three of the chicks from this year. And they squeeze out of the pen all the time. So they're pretty much free range. Here's another one. This little weirdo, that little black one there, he's got an issue with, I thought it was a rooster. And it might still be a rooster. It's got a very hen look to it, though, even though it has the red comb. Come here, can I pick you up now? It's got a big fat crop that's kind of squishy, but it's acting totally normal, eating, drinking, everything. I was worried that it had an impacted crop, but its crop is very soft and flexible, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one, but I've got my eye on it. But otherwise, it seems totally fine, so not sure. Yeah, so let's get started, and we'll have a beautiful day here. All right, I'm in the coop. I thought we would do a quick check on the guinea hens, the guinea fowl. Let's see. And they're doing fine. They have settled right in, and they're much calmer than I expected them to be in this crate. I really thought they'd be trying to fly out the door every time I opened it. I do have to be careful because they are quick, and if they get out, it'll be really hard to round them back up again. They're thirsty. I just filled their water bowl. But they're growing. Hello. All right, we're gonna close this before they get any ideas. Oh, roosters, so loud. Yeah, so they've been in here for about a week now, and I'm gonna keep them in this crate for at least 2 more weeks before I worry about integrating them into the free rangers here. So we're gonna keep them in there safe until they really feel like that is their home, and I don't have to worry about them just taking off. It's still gonna be a gamble, honestly, when I let them out, if they're gonna go back in there. We're gonna do our best to get them attached to that space so they will feel like that's their home base. And we'll try to train them to go in there at night. And that's my goal, is that they'll be locked up safe at night and then they can roam during the day. All right, let's go get some more work done. I'm out here on the road. I'm in the west pasture here behind me. And this is one of our other apple trees. And as you can see, this one is just budding. So this one last year was packed full of apples. This one had those yellow apples that I liked. Darren didn't really love them, but I thought they were pretty tasty. And this one had a real bumper crop last year, so we'll see how it does this year. But this one flowers a little later than that other one by the chicken coop. And then there's another one right over here that also has not. This one's struggling a little more. And this one has not opened yet, but it does have a lot of buds on it. I do have to get in there and take out some more dead wood. Down here on the bottom, there's some dead branches, and up in there. And I've cleaned out a lot of these trees. A lot of them are coming back from last year. I gotta trim them down again. But yeah, that one's doing okay. And then if we look over there, by where the pig pen's gonna go, there's a cluster of 3 apple trees, actually 4 apple trees over there. And 2 of them are really starting to flower. The one to the left, I don't know how well you guys can see what I'm showing you here. Yeah, so it's funny that, you know, different types of apples flower at different times. So the one behind the chicken coop is always the first. And it's really, if you look, it's gonna be, you can just really see how it's so pretty. And I can smell it, just smell that, the fragrance from those blossoms blowing in the breeze. Also, one of our pear trees is blooming pretty well too. I'll show you that one. All right, I am out here next to my piggy friends. Hey, Layla. And I have set up a fabric planter bag. So my plan for this will be along this side of where the garden is gonna be. I have 4 of these large, it's like, I don't know how many, I don't know how big these are, but I have 4 of them. And we're gonna put them here along this side. So we're still working on the pig pen. The pigs are gonna be moved, but probably not for, gosh, hopefully soon, hopefully by next week. But I gotta get some things in the ground. So I'm gonna do some fabric planter bags on the outside of the garden structure. And what I'm planting today is, can you even see me under my hat? Hello, everyone. It is a sunny, gorgeous day, by the way. It's like 70 degrees. It is so beautiful. And here I have some things I purchased from Etsy. I have some Jerusalem artichokes, also called sunchokes. And they, I got them weeks ago, and I was already supposed to have them planted, but I just didn't get around to it. And they've been sitting in a bag in a cupboard, and they're already starting to grow. So I need to get them in the ground. So a Jerusalem artichoke is in the sunflower family, and it makes this starchy tuber. It's sort of like, these ones are like big and lumpy. I've grown them before. The ones I had at the old property were long and like kind of purplish. They looked sort of like a long skinny sweet potato, but when you cut them open, they were white on the inside. And they are an edible tuber. So they're also called fartichokes, guys. So if you eat them, be prepared. And we've had the other ones we used to grow. We've eaten them a few times. They weren't bad. So we're gonna grow them. And if we don't like them, these ladies will definitely like them. The other great thing about them is they grow into these tall, beautiful plants. They are in the sunflower family, and they have a flower that looks like a small sunflower. And the ones I grew, I don't know if varieties are different, but they grow all summer, and they start at the very end of the summer is when they bloom, and they're beautiful yellow sunflowery flowers. And the best thing, the coolest thing I think about them is the flowers smell like Tootsie Rolls. Very chocolatey, but like total Tootsie Roll. If you've ever smelled a Tootsie Roll, they say they're chocolate. I don't know. They just seem like a generic Tootsie Roll flavor. But the flowers smell, to me, just like a Tootsie Roll. So what I'm gonna do is plant them in this grow bag because they spread like crazy. They can be very invasive. In our old property, they spread through our entire garden, and it was just every spring I had to go through and dig up hundreds of the tubers. And they send runners through the soil, grow the tubers, and then shoot up. So, I mean, they're great if you have we have a big property here, so I think I'm gonna get some of the ones I used to grow too. My brother's gonna bring me some maybe. And I'll get some kind of out in the field somewhere growing. But for these ones, I'm going to put them in a grow bag just so they don't go crazy and take over my garden space. And I ordered them from Etsy, and let's see, I think I got 5 tubers. It was by the pound. I honestly forget what I paid for them, but it wasn't crazy. But I hope they're okay because they've been sitting in this bag and they look like they're having some struggles here. What is it? Oh, is it only 3? No, there's gotta be, no, okay, so 4. We got 4 little tubers, but these will spread like crazy. And so I'm gonna do the big one in the center and maybe put the other ones around like such. Make sure there's nothing else in the bag. Anything else in the bag? Nope, that was it. All right. So they're gonna grow all summer in this bag, and by the fall, they should fill this bag full of tubers. And I most likely will not harvest any of these this year. I will save, I'll leave some in the bag to grow till next year, and I'll save a bunch of others so we can have a bigger patch. Because it will be nice to have some kind of food source that is, free and easy to grow, and you never know when we have food insecurity. So I'm gonna try to grow as many edible things as I can. And like I said, if we don't have to eat them, it'll be fine animal food, which is always something we need too. So we're gonna pop these suckers in the ground. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use my hands because they're already dirty. I'm gonna put them down fairly deeply here so they can, and they look like they wanna grow this way, so I'm gonna see all the little growth points here are on this surface. So we're gonna get them just like that. This one, same thing. Pop you down. These pigs are very interested in what I'm doing. They heard that this might be a future snack for them. Also, I have my babies out here getting some sun, and ever since I put them here, the pigs have been crazy interested in what's going on with these goslings. Haven't you? Do you want to eat my goslings? I would not trust you to not eat them. I know you're very sweet, but I bet those goslings would be very sweet to crunch on. Nom, nom, nom. All right, there we go. We have got a task complete. I finally have planted my Jerusalem artichokes. Beautiful. And now on to the next project. Ooh, I'm gonna turn around here. So it's been a week since I planted these Jerusalem artichokes here by the pigs, and let's take a look. And we've got sprouts. They made it up through the soil. We've got 3 so far emerging. So I just planted these last Saturday or Sunday. I don't remember exactly when I planted them, but last weekend. And they have made it up a few inches out of the soil. So doing well. And then I wanted to show you the pear tree. So over here we have these 2 big old pears. And this one on the left. Now we've cleaned out a ton under these pears. It was really overgrown. Lots of saplings, lots of wild, choke cherries and things like that, and raspberry canes and weeds, and a lot of dead wood I took off of this. But it is blooming. Now last year we did not get many pears. Hopefully now that I've cleaned out, this one started blooming a few days ago. It does not have a pleasant smell like the apples. And then this old gal here is flowering, but not so great. It's kind of sparse on the flowers, and there's still a lot of dead branches in this one. But I cut back probably 10 wild, choke cherries from the back. And we have an issue here with black knot fungus, and it's all over. Everywhere I drive, I see it. And this chunk here, this is the black knot fungus, and it loves cherries. So you can see these branches all have this black. So I'm gonna cut that one out too. I've cut out a lot of sickly, dying cherries that were, see this side of the pear is dying off. It's got a lot of dead wood, but these cherries were growing right up into the branches, and it was really shading this side of the tree. So I've been slowly clearing. My goal is to clear back some of this without taking away the barrier between our property and the neighbor's property. People like their privacy, and I like the shield. But I do want to let more airflow in here and more light for these pears, while I'm also getting rid of some of these sickly cherries. This here is one of the wild American plums that I bought last year and planted, and it came back really nicely. So I have this American plum, and then on the other side of the pears, there's another really small one that's coming up right here. This little one, but I thought this one was dead. It took like a week longer to leaf out than the other one did. But it's alive, so this should do fine, and it will grow up. And they do make an edible plum. It's small. I haven't tried an American plum, but I hear they're tasty. They're not like the big juicy ones you buy at the grocery store. So for that, I purchased this plum, which I planted here. So it can be pollinated by the American plum. So this is a cultivar, and it is Cerula. I don't know the name of this one didn't have the tag on it. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Methley. So yeah, I planted this one here, and then I have 2 other trees I've planted so far this year. I showed you the peach that I planted in a previous video a few weeks ago, and it's doing well, growing, no dieback. I've been watering it, and yeah. And then I also got a cherry. So this is a Montmorency cherry, and at our old property we had a Montmorency that I planted when my mother passed away as a memorial to her, and we couldn't bring it with us, so we left it there. And sadly, the new owners plowed it down and paved the whole garden. So there goes my cherry. I wish I did try to dig it up and give it to somebody. But yep, so this is my new Montmorency, and this is basically a baking cherry. Small, really tart cherries makes a really good pie. They're small, and there's a big, the pit in them is biggish, but it's a little work processing them. But it makes a really delicious pie, so we have baked with them. You can get the cherries before the birds do. So my concern with this cherry is also that it might be susceptible to that black knot fungus, because it does attack cherries. So I'm going to keep my eye on this cherry closely, and we'll see if it gets infected. And there are some treatments you can do, fungicides and things that I can try. But I thought I would try it, and maybe we'll have success. If I can't grow cherries here, then I can't. We'll see. We'll see. And if you've noticed in the videos, this baby here, this is our beehive. And years ago, we built this hive. So here are the frames. Boop, boop. There's the divider in there. And then it has all the frames. And we did raise bees at our old property, which was really, really fun and interesting. A little bit intimidating if you've never worked with bees, and they did swarm once, and it was right on the sidewalk. It was kind of wild. But our neighbors sprayed their whole yard with insecticide, and shortly thereafter, our whole hive collapsed and all the bees died. So we brought the hive with us up here to Maine, and eventually, probably next year, we'll try to get back into bees. I know our neighbor across the street down a few houses, raises bees. So there's tons of honeybees around everywhere. A lot of people have beehives. And we're also in blueberry country. So if you drive past all the blueberry fields, it's the low, the short little blueberry. So it looks like an empty field, but it's all just little blueberry bushes. And they're full of, this time of year, the beekeepers come and they put all their beehives out in the fields to pollinate the blueberries. So there's lots of honeybees around this area. So we will eventually be getting bees again, but we haven't done that yet. But yeah, this is our cool old hive that we built. And it worked pretty well until our neighbor killed our bees. I need 2 hands to put that back on, so I'll do that. All right, I gotta go get my goslings and bring them outside because it's a beautiful day and they need fresh air. All right, I brought the goslings outside. So every day I've been bringing them out so they can graze, get some fresh air and stay cleaner because in the little bin they've been in, it gets dirty really quick. So we're gonna take a look at them. So it's been a week since you've seen them last and they're growing like crazy. Hey, little ones. So they can nibble. You can see them eating the grass. So I just move them to a different spot every day and they can eat fresh grass. And they can make as much mess as they want out here and it doesn't matter. They are so cute. So hopefully just a couple weeks indoors and then I can get them out. And I'm very curious to see how the adult geese will accept them. I'm pretty sure they will adopt them, but we'll see. My only issue with that, or my only fear, is that once I put the goslings with the adult geese are gonna get super protective and they're already, kind of rough on my harlequin ducks. So I hope this does not throw off the whole dynamic and make them extra aggressive to the harlequins. Or to me. They've not been aggressive to me at all, just an occasional hissing. Oh, you're so happy to have fresh grass. Oh, it's so cute. They stick their heads, they're still small enough they can poke their heads right through the bars and eat. They love those dandelion greens. All right, we're gonna close you babies up and we're gonna get back to work. I got lots to do. Lots to do. Oh, but beautiful. Another beautiful day up here. So one of the goals today, if I can get anything done with these 2 lunatics wrestling each other, is to clean up this whole area. So I have all my pots here. So the plan is we're gonna move everything out of the way. We're gonna mow it all down nice. And I'm gonna set it all back up and start getting ready to plant up all these pots. I have some things planted and some of them, and I have to move these. Oh, these are the greens that I planted the other day, or a couple weeks ago. And so we have this lettuce. Now it looks like somebody dug in this pot. Could have been a squirrel, could have been a chicken, could have been a dog. So this one's been damaged, but the lettuce is coming up. This kale is coming up. We've got romaine coming up. We've got the radishes. The beets didn't do as well, but I have had squirrels and chickens bothering things. These are the beets, and this is cilantro, which was really slow, but it is starting to come up. So, and then in some of these other pots, I bought a few packages of plants, and then I've started a few things from seed. These are marigolds that haven't sprouted yet. Zinnias in there, but I did plant some cosmos that is sprouting. So I've got some cosmos coming up. And then I have some cosmos that came up just from last year, seeds that fell. I wasn't sure the seeds would survive the winter, but they did. And I have one tiny baby fennel coming up here that I want to save because my fennel that I had growing in a pot did not come back. It's generally a perennial and comes back, but I think because it was in a pot, it wasn't protected enough and it died. So yeah, I want to protect this little baby fennel and keep that alive, and then I'll transplant these cosmos somewhere else. So yeah, so we have some things started in this little garden. But yeah, today, so we're gonna clean this all up, mow it, and we'll show you that. And then if you look in front of the garage, the whole pile of tools and wood and junk has been pretty well cleaned up. I have to come out and pick up dog poops. So this was just a big pile of mess and firewood and stuff. It obviously still has some more to do, but you know, it's a process. So yeah, so we have this nice clean area. We can get the tractor in and out easily. And so that's the goal, is to just make this area, next project is to make this area much neater and cleaned up. So we're gonna get going on that. All right, we finished that job. Let's take a look. So it's much neater. My lovely assistant, Pirate Darren. Yeah, so now eventually every one of these pots will be jam-packed full of plants and flowers, and it's gonna be gorgeous. But for right now, this time of year, it is sparse. I've only got things planted in like 5 of these pots. So this will be an explosion of color and hummingbirds and butterflies and all that. But it's looking neater, little bit by little bit. And we moved all the veggie plants over here by the pigs with the Jerusalem artichokes, and then my greens, and then we have some snap peas that are coming up here that I can grow up that trellis. So our next step is we want to clean up this area of the road a little bit, and we're going to move the hutch that has the barred rock rooster in it out to where the other birds are. I can't put him in with my other roosters because they do not know him, and he'd be beat up. So for now, he's stuck in this hutch. Eventually I want to get it where I can let him out to free range a bit. I just don't want him fighting with all those little bantams. He's mostly friendly. He had one day where he was kind of a pain and he attacked me. So I took him out and I kind of held his beak to the ground and held him down and put him back in. And he's been much more respectful ever since. So hopefully he will stay respectful, because I don't have time for aggressive roosters in my life. And if he's gonna be one that is aggressive and attacks me, he's gonna not stay. So we're gonna get back to work, and we're gonna try to move that hutch and just clean up some more, and maybe get the tractor out and move the land plane out of the way so we can mow that patch there too. Content.
Content. We're putting the hog panels in the truck.
Woo! Pig party.
Big party.
All right, we've been out here working on the pig pen, so let's see what we've accomplished. We are not fully finished, but this is what we got done today. In the last week or whatever. So front fence done, gate done, except we have to figure out a good latch system for the gate. We have done it. Each hog panel is about 16 feet long, so we've got 5 panels going back. and then 2 across. Woo, run, Darren, pretend you're a pig.
Oink, oink.
So, yeah, so we've got all the hog panels up on this side. We've got the back side going here. We have not put posts in on this one yet because we want to get the other ones lined up before we set that in stone.
And I want to look through and make sure that we're not getting, like right here, there's some irises. I want to look for
yeah, we might
anything that
transplant a
is
few
kinda
things
cool.
we want to save.
Because the pigs aren't going to garden.
Well, they're gonna garden. They're gonna dig it up. Yeah, so now we just need 4 more panels, which
Right
the
there.
plan is to take from that pen, make that pen smaller, and then steal 4 panels and move them over here before we attempt to lure those pigs over here. The biggest issue we're running into is figuring out how to move their hut. We're still working on ideas for that.
The hot air balloon. Matt
Yes,
didn't like that idea.
there we go, the hot air balloon. No, I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, well, it's going to rain this week, so I've been waiting for it to dry out because that pen gets so muddy. But I think we're not going to be able to move that before the rain comes. Anyway, I said the thing would be done this week, and I think I lied. We still have tomorrow. So we'll see if we do anything tomorrow on this project. But
Unless
for
the
now,
bugs
it's
drain us of all our
Saturday,
blood.
and we got to make dinner.
Yeah,
So I feel like we got a lot done today.
we did, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah, and the bugs are kind of yucky. We're getting eaten by flies. But yeah, so they're gonna have this whole nice area, and it will have shade. And then eventually I might bump it 1 more section back. We'll see. We'll
I
see.
think it could go.
They'll have this like dogwood patch here and the willow tree, and they will have some shade, and they will have, when it rains, this end here gets nice and sloppy, so they'll have a nice wallow spot we can work on here. They'll dig this up nice. I can fill it with the hose when it gets hot. Yeah, so
Excellent.
a good day's work on this project. On to the next.
Hey, y'alls.
Y'alls. All right, everybody, that's it for this week. We did not move the pigs this week, as you can see. Ah, hello, Miss Layla. I have to look at the nose. Hey, Layla. Yeah, so we have a change of plans. What we're gonna do is leave this pen the way it is with the panels. We're gonna buy 4 more panels this week because, here's because. We're gonna have to fence off this garden before we can plant anything in it because the chickens are relentless and they will dig it up. I think we're gonna leave this fence that we have, the hog panel fence, so I can start gardening right away once we move the pigs, and without the chickens and ducks getting in there and digging up all my seedlings. So that's the plan. We're always gonna use these hog panels in the future anyway. They last forever.
And we're going to enlarge the pig pen anyway.
And we're eventually gonna make it bigger than it is. Yeah. So this week we're gonna go get 4 more panels, finish off that pen, and move the pigs. So by next week, mark my words,
We're moving the pigs.
we're gonna move those pigs. Most likely. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life on Pumpkin Ridge. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Yeah, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.